We're here at the National Speakers Association National Conference in Florida, and I'm here with Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. How are you doing today, Mark?
Hey, good. With the last name of Hunter, you got to put that into sales somehow, right?
Exactly. So tell us about what you do in your business.
Well, what we do is we help companies and individuals find and retain better customers. And there's a key piece there, because a lot of people have got customers, but I say fire them. Because really when it comes down to it, their customers aren't helping them earn a profit. And profit is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, no kidding, especially these days. It's all about profit now more than revenue in the old days.
You know, and I'll jump on that for a second, because one of the things that I hate is I hear companies saying, hey, help us, prevent us from cutting our price. All we're doing is cutting our price. And discounting gets you absolutely nowhere. And I have to share a quick conversation, but I've heard this time and time again. You probably have too, Brett. But it's the deal where you get a call from a VP of sales or a CEO, and they say, hey, we had a great sales force. I said, oh, did you lose your sales force? No, it's the same sales force. But what we found out is that they're just order takers. Because when the economy was good, the phone rang. Now that the economy's shifted, and I don't like using that word to describe we'll just say economy shifted, they realize that they don't know how to sell. So what we have to do is we have to really educate the why of why it's to be out there selling, creating the relationships, and more importantly, getting rid of some of those customers that they shouldn't be dealing with.
Excellent. So what do you recommend as the first step in, shall we say, improving your customer base?
Well, first of all, is finding out what is your true cost of sales. And more importantly, what is that customer really worth to you? Because I really believe that within any customer, whether this be a Fortune 100 company or a Fortune 15,000 company, they have 20 or 30% of their customers that aren't delivering profit to them. Cut it out. In fact, one of the things I love to say is that customer service can actually hurt your sales. Whoa, that runs counter. Customer service can hurt your sales because too many salespeople spend time, I'm going to serve the customer, I'm going to serve the customer, I'm going to serve the customer. Well, after a while, you go broke because you're serving customers that aren't delivering profit. So you got to go through and you got to call that customer list. That's just step one. I could go on for you want me to go on for hours? Sure, I'll share with you some more. Then here's one of the other big pieces. And people forget this. Well, gee, I have this great customer, and it's a wonderful customer, and I got this great relationship. But they fail to take that relationship beyond that person that they're dealing with. I see this in big companies, I see this in small companies, where people wind up just focusing in on one or two people. And what I say is, take your total sales, divide it out, and figure out how many relationships should each $100,000 be worth, or how many relationships should each $1 million be worth. So you may have a larger customer, and that's say, you know what, I need to have 20 relationships in that customer. Because I'm spending just as much time with this little tiny customer with one relationship. But see, this is how salespeople wind up misallocating their time. And then we wonder why they're having to discount their sales.
Right.
Pretty easy.
Right, a list of opportunities that really is not that great to begin with. So now with today, I think a lot of people are probably more concerned about finding customers than firing customers. What do you say to those people?
Dial down social media. Whoa, that runs counter. You know what's funny is, and I've run into this, I run into people who said, oh, we've put all of our marketing efforts into creating great social media, and they've gone broke along the way. It is still a one-to-one relationship standpoint. And what it does, it's what I use a process, and I use two processes. The big one I like is what I call 12 by 12. I'm going to take 12 big, hairy, opportunistic customers that if I could get in, wow, it'd make my day. What I do is I find key level contacts in those 12, and I do essentially drip marketing. That's a term that's been around for a long time. We've all heard that. But it's very directional, very intentional. I want to be connecting with these people every month for a period of 12 months.
Oh, okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm slowly but surely going to develop a relationship where I can pick up the phone and call them. Now, I'm not selling them. I'm educating them. This is the key thing. I've got to be educating customers. Because what I say is this. If I create continuity, a C, which is me having communication with you on a regular basis, then I eventually am going to create competence, because you're going to see that I've got something to share.
Right.
And when I take the C plus the C, that equals C, which is the confidence in you, the customer. Now you have confidence to do business with me. That then creates the O, which is the opportunity, which then creates profit. And profit's a wonderful thing for both of us. I want to make money off you, but you know what's interesting? I can't make money off you until you see money in me.
Now, that's awesome. And what a lot of people are doing is looking, what's the vehicle that you recommend to do that connecting and everything you talked about? Because today people are saying, hey, these social media technologies and tools are a great vehicle for doing that.
Well, there's no one perfect tool for any one person. What might work for one person is not going to work for another one. And so for some people, it might be attending a conference like this. For other people, it might be that directional email. For other people, it might be something like jigsaw.com, just getting context. For other people, it might be LinkedIn. You have to find whatever tool works for you. But still, the best relationship is the one that I can develop through somebody who I already know. So what it comes down to is the fact that the more people I know, and it's not just having a business card relationship. I can go to a conference like this and collect 1,000 business cards. Whoopie-dee. That's not going to do anything. Let me create a meaningful relationship with 10 people, 5 people. That then moves out from there.
Hey, Mark, I got to ask you, as a sales expert, trainer, consultant, what are some of the other changes, or can you highlight one change that you've seen out there recently, and what's the opportunity that's being created by that change?
The culture of no. Now, what I mean, and I shouldn't say the culture of no, but the culture of not now. I see in the business world a lot of companies putting off making decisions. It's not that we're not saying, it's not that we're not going to buy from you because we're buying from somebody else. We're not going to buy from anybody. This is the big thing. Every company, whether or not I sell a service or a product, I am finding companies saying, I'm just not going to make any decision. Now, I like that because that creates opportunities for me. Because what I have to do is I have to demonstrate to you my value proposition. This is another fundamental change I've seen. Salespeople are finally realizing that their customer value proposition, which was something that, gee, do we have that? You now have to create and you have to master it. But you master it not by what you tell the customer, but you master it by the questions that you ask the customer. I'm going to let my expertise come through with my customers, not through what I tell them, but through the questions I ask.
Beautiful, excellent. I know Jeffrey Gitomer, one of his biggest things is ask what he calls power questions that really just stop the customer in their track. I think that's a very powerful concept.
Yeah, in fact, you know what, I'm jumping on that. One problem salespeople have, they love to ask long questions. And here's something to keep in mind. Long questions get you short answers. Short questions get you long answers.
Okay.
So why? How? Tell me more. That gets you a long answer. But too many salespeople, wow, I'm going to show you how smart I am. And then the customer goes, huh? No wonder they can't answer the question.
Hey, Mark, if you could leave people with 3 ideas or changes they could make to improve their business today, what would those be, just off the top of your head?
Be dedicated in your prospecting time every day. Absolutely essential. That's number 1. 2, dial down social media. Social media and your internet should only be done during defined periods of every day. And C, develop what you believe are your 10 best questions. Your 10 best questions that you can literally pull out and ask a customer or a prospect or a suspect at any time.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing your views with us today. We really appreciate it.
Hey, take care, Brett.